Sex is not one of the things that you need to be doing. It's not worth dying for. Keep your legs closed. 20,000 cases in the last 8 months in Atlanta.
Did you know that there's also a community of people? They call themselves the bug chasers and the gift givers.
What?
Guess what they're gifting? The goal is that way they can have a part of that person with them forever. What the
The great city of Atlanta, Georgia is currently going viral after it's been reported that there's been 20,000 cases of HIV, the precursor to AIDS, reported in the last 8 months. Let's review.
In the last 8 months, Atlanta alone, have reported 20,000 HIV cases. I don't know how many times I can say this, but I'm going to say it every day if I have to. You need to keep your legs closed. I don't know what the hell is going on, but sex is not one of them things that you need to be doing. It's not worth dying for. And I don't care how good the medication is now. I don't care that it is now not a automatic death sentence like that as it used to be. I don't care.
Whoa.
Keep your legs closed. 20,000 cases in the last 8 months in Atlanta. Is it worth? I wish I would even go visit down there.
Now, contrary to popular belief, Atlanta, at least Atlanta proper, is not a big city. I think the population is somewhere between 400,000 and 500,000. Relatively speaking to most of the cities in the United States, it is not that big from a population density perspective. So 20,000 cases in the past 8 months amongst a population of, let's say, 450,000 people is pandemic levels. Let's review.
It is not going to happen. And unfortunately, I know some people that have contracted it. To be truthfully honest with you, all of them happen to be men.
You was telling the ladies keep their legs closed. I think the message should also be for men to keep their eggplants outside of these dirty ladies' viscous innards. Let's go.
It's not worth your life. Protect yourself. Leave it alone.
She ain't lying.
Go get tested together. Know your status. Take PrEP.
This is what I like to call the dark reality, the sad, dark reality of hookup culture. I go after video of people promoting their sexual liberation as if there's not potential consequences. I already go over the biological reasons as to why most masculine men, the majority of masculine men, don't want women with high body counts, outside of not knowing if they are indeed the father to the child, at least pre-DNA test. The other big reason is the spread of diseases. Now, 20,000 new cases in a population of 500,000 is just beyond ridiculous, and it kind of is unbelievable. But let's listen to other people talk about it.
Y'all do know this world is fucked. Atlanta and Houston, they are at third world country levels of HIV outbreaks. And okay, so there's like in the last few weeks, 20,000 new cases. Think of that. That's just the people that are getting tested. Imagine all the people that, I don't need to get tested, it's nothing. Probably hundreds of thousands of people, third world country levels. Did you know that there's also a community of people? They call themselves the bug chasers and the gift givers.
What?
Guess what they're gifting? The goal is that way they can have a part of that person with them forever. What the fuck? I can't wrap my head around that last part. A couple months back, I watched that documentary with Fabian from the 80s, the man who knowingly had AIDS and didn't give a good goddamn about anybody else. Maybe I'm missing something because
Those
these
are murderers.
people want to get the virus.
What?
And there's people that want to give it. It's like a fetish community.
What?
How about you stop trying to find your other half and just become a whole person, your own self. That's like the only way relationships work is if you are a whole person and the person who you are trying to have a relationship is also a whole person. If you're just these have peoples, it's not going to work.
The more and the more that I listen to these videos, the more and more that relationship, monogamy, becomes appetizing. Now, saying that the rates are worse than a third world country is a bold claim, but I did the math. And for the third world country, I decided on Philippines and found out that within their population, around 252,000 Filipinos are estimated to be living with HIV in 2025. The total country population in the Philippines is 115 million, so then the math is just very simple. You'll see it right here, 250,000 divided by that 115 million, and you get a 0.2% rate. Now, if you take the numbers purported to us within Atlanta, they're saying 20,000 new cases divided by the total population within Atlanta proper, which is around 500,000, and you're gonna get a 4% rate. So the claims that Atlanta is worse than a third world country is true. Oh shit, I added in an extra zero. I'm sorry, I added in an extra zero. Let me take off one of them suckers. So it's a 0.4% rate, which still makes it true. 0.4% versus 0.2%. And that's just new cases. That doesn't count the people that already are living in Atlanta with the disease.
20,000 positive cases of HIV and AIDS in one city is fucking crazy. The scary part is not the number of the ones we know. It's not the 20,000. It's the people that don't know. It's the other half of that, and then some. It's the people that don't get tested, won't get tested, will never get tested, and that's going to keep passing it on. That's the fucking part. Now, I'm not trying to say leave Atlanta if you live in Atlanta. I'm just saying if you do live in Atlanta and you just out here fucking around, you just out here just like, oh, I'm about to just smash everything walking. You a wild one. You brave than a motherfucker.
You a wild boy.
Damn. And those are just the numbers from the last few months. Those are brand new cases. That's not even like, oh, this is from the last 20,000 cases over the last 20 years. No. These are brand new cases. You know what I'm saying? So if you just out here willy-nilly, just jabbing, just you a brave one. You a wild one. It's best to just find one. Y'all go get tested. Y'all be on y'all protection shit. Just be safe, get tested, find you one, and fall in love and disappear. Cause, sheesh.
Listen, they burning like lava out here. Apparently, you know what adds on top of this is that all these women that continue to act like their body, their choice, body count doesn't matter. They can be as liberated as what they want.
106 bodies at 20 is disgusting. I don't care if that's your fave. I don't care if you love her to death. If you need to block me over, do what you need to do on this good Sunday. But I said what I said, 106 bodies at 20. Man, woman, dog, cat, is disgusting. At first, I wasn't even going to address her because there's a lot of y'all to get online talking about all these different men that you done slept with, right? But her not being able to take ownership of what she did is what didn't sit right with me. Saying 106 bodies at 20 is a mistake. Nothing about that is a mistake. Being laid on your back over 106 times by different men, nothing about that is a mistake. You can't even own what you did, which lets me know you ain't even really about that life. A real 304 would never get online and over-explain herself or refer to the choices that she made with her life and her body as a mistake. Because she did it because she wanted to and she would own it. But y'all ain't real 304s. I said that. Y'all just lover girls who got played and now you trying to beat men at their own game, which you're failing at, right? Or you're dealing with trauma and you need professional help. But a lot of y'all, instead of the professional help that you need, right now, you can't see the forest from the trees because you either doing OF or you getting money from social media by glamorizing the 304 lifestyle. But you're not really able to sit with yourself for real because there's too much money coming in, too many distractions. You're going on trips, you're being able to buy stuff, you're seeing more money you've never seen before in your life. But when all of that runs dry and you truly have to sit with yourself and internalize these decisions you've made, that's when that regret will set in. And everybody will never get to see that part of it. Only the part of you overhyping it online and acting like you're so unbothered, yet you're making videos continuously.
They also ain't gonna see the part where they up in the clinic with a slight cough and they get those positive test results. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now.
I don't know what y'all got going on down here in Atlanta and in Houston, but the HIV and AIDS rate, it's crazy. I saw the news yesterday, and they pretty much about to daggone shut Atlanta down. How is it all y'all around here still having unprotected sex? Like y'all, how come y'all not getting it? It's all, they advertise this up all over the place, how crazy HIV is just rising, and y'all still laying down with each other unprotected. And I ain't trying to hear, man, it's the down low men, it's the women, no. You have to be responsible for your own health. You have to be responsible for your own safety out here. Like, for real.
Yeah, no, he's 1,000% correct. They always point to the down low population. And the reason that they do that is to obfuscate of their own personal responsibility. You know, more often than not, these women are not quick to put on the condoms any more than the men want the condoms to be put on their goddamn self. So they will consistently blame the gay men. Now, historically, the rates are higher within the LGBTQ community, but even still, you have to take your personal responsibility to wrap it up.
One thing I admire about the 4B movement is that they're gonna abstain from sex. Because, like, y'all out here diseasing everybody. It's crazy. I just don't get how we live in the most advanced, intelligent time and people are still dumb.
As a nurse who lives in Atlanta, my advice for you guys is to be sure that you are checking those my charts. I would advise even going to get tested together. People make jokes about it all the time, but there's young people, there's old people, there's healthy looking people, there's all kinds of people infected with HIV. And they are not lying about the numbers. People that you would not even think, they look like you and I, completely healthy and with full-blown AIDS, okay? So my advice to you guys is to not be out here hunching people freely without knowing their status. Get your status checked. This is something to take very, very, very seriously. And y'all should not just be willing to lay down with anyone without knowing those results, because it's really real out here.
She's right. Y'all need to get y'all statuses checked the same way she need to get her smoke detector checked. I've also seen in the news recently, and this harkens back to, I think the second young lady who we went over, of people purposefully spreading their disease.
He faces a brand new charge tonight. Police allege Cleveland Brody knew his positive status since 2006, but did not disclose it to sexual partners. It has been the subject of an Atlanta First investigation.
Sierra Cummings joins us tonight from Rockdale County Sheriff's Office with these new allegations.
Yeah, I first reported back in July. Investigators named 2 victims in this case. One even died after having untreated undiagnosed HIV for so long. As of today, new warrants filed say a third victim has come forward claiming the suspect did the exact same thing to her. Here's what we know. Prosecutors say Cleveland Brody's, quote, reckless conduct caused the death of his wife, Denise, in April 2022. Medical records show, based on her blood work, Denise had undiagnosed and untreated HIV for at least 5 years.
She's supposed to be here right now.
As a result, in July, deputies arrested the 62-year-old suspect for felony reckless conduct, HIV-infected person. A judge denied Brody bond,
finding you a risk of flight.
Shortly after, police filed a second charge, saying a woman came forward claiming Brody also had unprotected sex with her multiple times this year without disclosing his positive status. Rockdale County detectives suggested at the time this could be a part of a pattern. Then Tuesday, September 5th, they issued a third charge. Warrants detail the suspect consciously disregarded unjustifiable risk by having sexual encounters with the woman as recently as March. All three charges are felony reckless conduct. If convicted, the maximum is 5 years per count.
Now, with all of this being said, all of the news, all of the information, I've tried to do as much searching as what I can to get the source that everyone is grabbing this 20,000 new cases in the past several months. And I think at this point, those numbers are unsubstantiated, but I did find some numbers recently in regards to the rate. This news is being reported at a Morehouse School of Medicine. Now, it dates back to 2021, and they said within that year in Metro Atlanta, there was 1,500 new cases, a rate of 25.4 new diagnoses out of every 100,000 people in the metro area. So 1,500 new cases within a year, within 2021. Now, the likelihood that 4 years later in 2025, it's going to go up to 20,000 cases. That's a lot. That's exponential increases, which has my spidey sense tingling. That rate is 2 times greater than all metropolitan areas and 2.5 times higher than the rate nationwide. So again, even if it's not 20,000, there's still an incredible infection rate that is an outlier in comparison to all other cities within the nation. And still with these numbers, it still makes us worse than a third world country such as the Philippines. You'll see right here that it says that within 2021, there was 41,000 people within the area to have HIV, which is 2 times as much that we put into our original calculation. So again, it's still worse than a third world country. But anyway, I've officially scared and or fear-mongered you enough into wrap it up. See, the wrapping up solves a multitude of problems, right? Like a multitude of problems. And the thing is that as men, right, on this planet, if you listen to this channel, we ride for good decision making. We ride for behavior that gets joy out of life, right? That gets outcomes of results that we are proud of, right? And continuing to not think into the short term, meaning that short term feeling of going deep inside the watery guts versus the long term consistency or the discipline within that consistency that gets results that you want. You do not want to get to a portion within your life and then be told that you have something that's incurable. Wrap it up. And apparently, especially if you're in a city like Atlanta or Houston. All right, guys, questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Me, go to turtlesandreviews@gmail.com. And shout out again today's sponsor, Aura. Just as knowledgeable and as correct decisions that you make with the opposite sex and laying down with them, you should be making just as many correct decisions in protecting your private information. So shout out again to Aura for sponsoring today's content and helping you do that. Click my link down below, all right? Go get started with them. In light of that comment section down below, and especially I want to see if there's any stories down up in there of you was dating a young lady and then she came out and told you what she was afflicted with. I want to see them stories down in the comment box down below. Can't wait to see them. Until next time, peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a match actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber, screaming period and yes, you a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up.